So you're a filmmaker, or you're a video production person, maybe you're a photographer, or you're any creative person, or you're any job for that matter, and all your friends and family know that that's the job that you do. Well, guess what? If that's the job you do, that's the job they're going to want you to do, and they're going to want you to do it for free or very little money. And the question is, should you do it? If you are shooting video for your job and people know that that's what you do, should you do it for them when they ask you to do it for free? This happens all the time for weddings, or for, small businesses, or just, in general. People, when they have connections in their network, their friends, it's kind of like, hey, could you do me a favor? Could you do this thing for free? Could you come work on my computer for free? I know you do IT. Could you, my computer's broken. Can you come fix it? And that's a problem, because it's a situation that no one wants to find themselves in, but it happens all the time. And for very good reason. I mean, people see a problem in their own life. They need their computer fixed. They need a video shot. They need photos taken. They need something that's a problem. And you are the perfect solution for that. You're a friend or family member who can take care of it for free for them. So I totally get why people ask for it. And so when I try and turn them down as nicely as I can, and just kind of explain that this is what I do for my job, and it's not as easy as just like, oh, come shoot a video. Like, I really take my time in terms of making something the best it can be. And they're always going to come back with the, oh, well, no, it's real quick, it's real easy, just real easy. And the best thing you can do is set that boundary and set it, in a good place. And there are times where it might make sense to do it for free, but you've really got to establish the expectations and what's involved. So, personal example, this has been asked of me a couple times for weddings. Hey, you do video production. And I'm not really a wedding video person. I have done a few in the past, but it's not my main gig. But people know that I shoot video, so hey, can you do video for my wedding? And I almost always try and say, like, no, you should probably go hire somebody who's a professional, because that's really not my main forte, and you're not going to get as high quality out of me. Even though I do it professionally, for me to do it for free, I'm not going to be able to hire other people to work with me. I'm not going to be able to like rent the high-end gear that I'd like to use. So you should really go with somebody who's more professional, and I try and help point them in the right direction to either people I know or local companies that I come highly rated, and I'll say, hey, go with one of them. But if it gets to the point where they're like, we just can't afford it, obviously you want to help your friends and family out. So you say, okay, here's what I'll do. I'll do it, but these are the limitations of what I can do. It's only going to be me. I may not capture everything from the day. A wedding, especially, it's a live event. It's very hard to get every moment with just one shooter. I mean, you could try if you're, Superman, and you can just get to all the spots, but there's really no way for one person to effectively do video coverage for a wedding, at least from my perspective. Some people might be happy with it, but it's not the quality I go for. So, how my crew's gonna be limited. It's probably just gonna be me. I'm only gonna be able to carry a little bit of gear with me, because again, there's not that many people to carry all the stuff around, set up the lights. If I'm working on a camera, I can't go set up a light at the same time. If I've got to focus on audio, I may not get video. So I really try and spell these limitations out, make them understand that even though they're asking me to do something for free, most people, when they know, oh, you do video, you do high quality stuff, they're thinking of like a commercial or a movie in their mind. They're not thinking of what is reasonable for one person to actually do on their own. And there's, maybe you are amazing and you can do more than I can as an individual, but there really is only so much that you as one person can do. So I really try and point out those limitations and those drawbacks, because if they're asking me to do something for free, I want to make sure that they're envisioning the final product that they're actually going to get, because I don't want to say, yes, I can do it for free, and then not set those expectations and then deliver something that they're disappointed in, because that's not good for the friendship or the family relationship, to let someone down, because then they're going to look at you and say, I thought you were professional. Why are you giving me such terrible work? Like that, this is my wedding, or this is my business I have to make a video for, and you've just totally let me down. Even if they paid you nothing, they don't really remember that. They still want something good at the end of the day. People don't want bad videos or bad photos or just bad crummy service in general. Even if they're asking for it for free, they still want it done right. And you have to just set those expectations and those limitations and really, really paint that picture. The one thing that I found over the years of doing this is people communicate different ways, and what someone has in their mind is not what you have in your mind all the time. Even on this YouTube channel, I try and set up analogies or situations and explain why something is the way it is. And people in the comments, like they either didn't get it or they saw it a different way, and there's so much disagreement, and you don't want that to happen on a project. Any project that involves money, but also projects that are for free, because it's the same situation. You're going to set people up and for one thing, and if you let them down, they're going to be disappointed, and it's not the situation you want to put yourself in. You don't want to do that. So once you've set those expectations, you can then agree, or maybe they say, actually, I don't want it. I don't want it for free. The situation you've painted, I don't want anything to do with that. I'll just go hire somebody to do it on the cheap or whatever. And they'll hopefully do the same thing, set the expectations, understand the limitations. But if you do agree to do it, then do your absolute best. And I always try, and if I've set that bar really, really low, so their expectations, their hopes are way low, I still want to come in above that, either get them the video ahead of time or do something at a higher quality. Maybe I ask a friend to work on the project with me, see if they're willing to do it for free, or maybe I throw them a couple bucks. Maybe it's like a wedding. Hey, we'll both do it. We, as a mutual friend, we'll all go in, we'll do it together, and we'll get you something, and hopefully you're happy with it. And then we're coming in above those expectations. So then the person who has asked for the free work is happy with it. But even when I deliver that project and I say, hey, I was actually able to get someone to come work on it with me for free, or I was able to get some gear for free, or I was able to do something like I was able to pull off this miraculous event, and just by chance and circumstance, it was able to work out better, so that they're not thinking that the next time around that you can do the exact same thing for the same cost, because you don't want to do that. You want to make people feel special, make them feel treated, but also don't set false precedents where you're setting yourself up for failure the next go around. And throughout this whole process, I really just try and reiterate, this isn't something I normally do. I don't typically work for free. This is not my normal gig, because most of the time, the things that people are asking you to do for free is like only tangentially related to what you actually do. You might be someone who does like short films, and someone's asking you to do like, I don't know, a documentary or something. And that's not to say you couldn't do, but it's just there's different skill sets there, right? There's people who are more capable of doing one thing versus another, and so it is kind of tangentially related sometimes. So I just really try and paint that picture for them of just, this isn't the normal for me. I don't normally do this for free, and here's all the stuff that you're actually going to get, so that if you do end up in a situation where you are working for a friend or family member or just somebody for free, that everyone is on the same page with what it's actually going to look like, what it's actually going to be like, how it's going to run, and just so everyone can be happy. It's all about making mutual relationships and mutual deals where you don't feel taken advantage of. You feel like you're doing them a favor, and they feel appreciative of what you're giving them and feeling like it's a benefit, not just like, oh, how come they weren't able to deliver what I actually wanted? You've got to have those open lines of communication. Just really reiterate, that's what I try and do with my YouTube videos. People say, oh, you repeat yourself. Well, yes, I repeat myself, but it's because I'm trying to establish and provide emphasis to those specific points over and over again, because they really are important. And I don't want someone to walk away half understanding what I've said, or not fully understanding what I've said, because it is really important to have that proper communication, have it all set up, so that it's that mutual relationship where everyone's happy at the end of the day. Because if they're your friend or family, you don't want to let them down. They want to feel like, everyone wants to feel good at the end of the day. No one wants to feel bad. But that's really challenging if it's a situation that's been set up of, hey, can you just do me a favor and do this for free? Not a situation you want to find yourself in. Very first thing, draw a boundary. Say, no, sorry, I can't do that, or I'm unavailable, or just, tell them like, I don't work for free. Maybe that's something you say, and, oh, well, come on, do me a favor. No. So draw that line. But if you have to cross that line for whatever reason, make sure you're establishing proper expectations, because you never want to mislead or misguide anyone along the way.